Hello everyone and welcome to Watch It in Minutes. Today I'm going to be talking about a 2022 movie called The Grey Man. Grab a drink and popcorn, make sure to like, subscribe and tell me what you think about the movie in the comments below. The movie starts with the scene in 2003 with a man named Cortland Gentry who has been in prison for 8 years with a sentence to be completed in 36 years. He's seen talking to a CIA agent called Donald Fritzauer who is here to commit his sentence. Cortland laughs and asks him if he's his fairy godmother. Donald tells Cortland he will commit his sentence. In exchange he will be trained to work and kill bad guys for the CIA. Donald tells him since he's in prison for murder the job shouldn't be hard for him. Cortland asks him what makes him think he would like to commit such an act again, and Donald replies,
"You seem like the type."
Donald then tells him he has studied his case and knows why he pulled the trigger. He tells him he will have done the same. He says he's here to make him a man of value and he should use all that pain and whatever brought him here to good use. He then briefs him about the job and tells him he will be part of an elite unit, the serial program that will make him exist in the grey. Cortland wants to know if he will be disposable and how long he must work for him, and Donald tells him he will be indefinitely useful. Fast forward 18 years later, Cortland is seen at a firework event in Bangkok, sitting at a table. He gets approached by Miranda who asks him if he needs anything, to which he replies he's good. They then compliment each other's attire and she hands him a water gun and leaves. Cortland takes the gun, walks to the door and uses the water gun to unlock the door, which gives him access. He looks at the see-through roof in the room, removes his suit, opens a box which has a sniper, which he puts together to use it. Then a lady talks through an earpiece in his ear calling him Six and asks him if he can hear her. He replies positively and we switch to a CIA Tactical Operations Center in Langley, which has Danny Carmichael, the center chief, who also speaks to him briefly about his mission. He is told that his target, Dining Car, is about to sell an information that will compromise national security and his order is to eliminate him before the transaction is complete. He then moves the call and complains to Susan why he's talking to a serial agent and not someone in their circle of trust, in which she replies telling him there was no time for an agent to get to the location but Six was around the region and he has a good rating at being good at the job. Dining Car arrives at the scene and another agent confirms the arrival, which the information is passed to Six. They tell him Danny Car has security and they also tell him about his movement as he walks around the building. Danny meets up with the buyer which is above the see-through roof. Six uses a shotgun mic to listen to their conversation above as he prepares to take out his target. Then the kid comes in and Six tells Danny about the situation but Danny insists he should still complete the mission. Six walks around the room to look for a better way to finish the mission without putting the kid in harm's way. As we hear a countdown for the festival, he tells Danny he can't do it but he insists he should complete the mission. Six then drops the gun and lies to Danny that his gun jammed. As he drops the gun and walks out of the room, Danny gets angry and throws a cup at the glass wall. We see Six pull down the fire alarm which alerts Danny as he cancels the deal and heads out with his security. Six uses the event and loud noise from the alarm to his advantage. He takes a head tie from a lady he sees, murders the first security, takes a knife, murders the second, takes a champagne, murders the third, and stabs the fourth as he takes his gun. Then Miranda starts a shootout and we see the buyer take her down. Commotion starts and everyone starts to run. Six takes down the rest of the security as the other agents takes down the buyer. Danny uses the security to break a glass window which he jumps through as Six follows him. A fight breaks out and both men struggle for a gun. Danny tells Six he knows who he is and he tells him he is Four and they send him to kill one of his own. Both men start to fight again as fireworks explode in the air. Six takes Four down and stabs him and asks to explain himself. Four tells Six they both got recruited and trained by the same person, Donald. He hands Six a necklace and tells him not to trust Danny as he passes away. Miranda walks in and complains about the way Six handled the job. He tells her Four was also an agent and he knew who he was. She takes a picture. She tells him he might have had stolen intel. Six replies her by saying he is serial and there is no intel as he walks away. Some agents search for and tell Danny they couldn't find any information he was going to sell. Danny explains his frustration to the other agent saying he doesn't like the serial program and he tells her to get out of his office. He calls Six and complains about how he did the job. Then asks him if the target said anything to him. Six lies and says no. Danny asks Six if he got anything off his body that he would like to give him. Six asks who he was and what he was carrying, which Danny tells him he was a bad guy carrying bad shit. Six tells him he understands and ends the call. He sees a gamer walking by, pays to have his attire and he heads to a gaming center. At the gaming center, Six puts in the drive he got from the necklace and tries to go through the files, but he finds out it's encrypted. He gets a call from Miranda who tells him the chopper is ready and Danny has been trying to reach him. He tells her they spoke and she should go without him. She asks him what happened with the target, but he doesn't give her a good reply as he ends the call. We see Six wearing a mask as he heads to a DHL office and sends a necklace to someone. Then Miranda leaves. The scene switches to Baku, where Donald receives a phone call from Six. They greet each other and Donald tells him he is heading to a funeral. Six then tells him about the situation at hand. He explains that he is in Bangkok. Danny is a shady guy and he has sent the drive to a safe location. Donald tells him he will get him an extraction team in an hour and he will be in touch. Susan comes to meet Danny in the bathroom as she tells him Six has gone off radar. Danny angrily hits the bathroom door and comes out. He tells her Six has a device, that they shouldn't have used him. He says the serial program are filled with criminals. They talk about their next move and then talk about bringing in a guy called Lloyd Hansen to help with the situation. Susan disagrees with him, saying Lloyd is a psychopath, but Danny doesn't listen to what she has to say. We cut to Monaco where we see Lloyd torturing a man as he gets a call from Danny. Danny tells him about the situation on Six. He wants him dead and gone. Lloyd asks him if the old man knows about this and Danny tells him no. Lloyd says he would like a full green light and an open checkbook. Danny approves and says he will be sending Susan to assist him. He and Susan have a little back and forth disagreement on the phone as Danny tells them to suck it up and work together. They talk about how to find Six and Lloyd says they kidnapped Donald's niece, Claire, and all they have to do is wait and let him come to them. Then we switch to Chiang Mai where we see the extraction team waiting for Six. He gets there in a small vehicle where he is asked to verify himself via a secret password. He verifies positively and they let him in. Miranda is about to board a plane to Singapore. Then she gets a call from Danny, who tells her to board on that plane across her way to Berlin. She does what he says. We cut to the funeral Donald is attending. As he heads there, Lloyd awaits him. Lloyd introduces himself and asks for Six, but Donald plays dumb. Lloyd then shows him a picture of his niece in his possession. We see Donald's niece in a room as she panics. We see Six on the plane taking a nap as one of the members of the extraction team gets a call from Donald to eliminate him. The man then signals his comrade and they walk to kill Six quietly. When they get to him, he's already prepared. He uses a fire extinguisher as a distraction and a fight breaks out, and the men try to take him down. A gun is fired at a tank which opens a hole in the plane. The men keep on fighting as Six takes them down one by one. The plane then keeps breaking apart as Six tries to look for a parachute. He is forced to jump out of the plane as the plane explodes. He skydives his way to one of the men who were already deployed the parachute, and they wrestle in the air as Six uses the rope of the chute to strangle him. Donald then gets a call and Lloyd tells him to answer it and put the phone on speaker. Six asks him what is going on and Donald tells him the situation he's in. Lloyd then takes the phone to speak with Six. He tells him to turn himself in. Six tells him he doesn't like him and ends the call. Donald tells Lloyd it's over, plead his hand, and then Lloyd throws his phone out of the car and tells him he needs a new phone. Donald then tells him Six is better than him and he won't succeed. Lloyd tells him his plan on putting a bounty on Six's head so big that even his allies will turn on him. Lloyd then boards a plane with kidnapped Donald. A train is on the move and we see Six who tied a shoelace to a door as he finishes some food. He then looks out the window and decides to take a nap. We are then taken back 2 years earlier to Six in London, CIA station, office of Margaret Cahill. Donald and Margaret tell Six about how someone in the agency mistakenly leaked Donald's address in Hong Kong, which puts him and his niece in danger. They said they asked for security from the agency but Danny won't supply it. Donald has a mission in Brazil tomorrow, so Six has to babysit his niece. He talks about how his brother and his wife died 3 years ago and Claire has a heart condition. She has been on a pacemaker about a month, causing her to be in and out of Mount St. Mary. Six says they only taught him how to kill people, not care for them, and Margaret says he should just keep her alive. At the house, a guardian introduces Claire to Six and tells him about the house floor plan in case of an emergency. She tells Six that he has an odd name. He cracks a joke about 007 being taken. At the pool, Claire tries to create small talk with Six but he's quiet, so she speaks in third person. She asks about his tattoo and he tells her he got it from prison. He tells her she asks a lot of questions. She sarcastically tells him he's quite a conversationalist and he tells her he must get back to work. At night, Six checks the house to make sure everything is okay. Then the sitter tells him Claire is asleep and she's going out for a bite. Later, Claire calls out Six, collapses, and Six rushes to take her to the hospital. At the hospital, the doctor tells the guardian to update Donald about the situation, which she does. The doctor tells her they can track her pacemaker from anywhere in the world. Back at the house, Claire eats ice cream and they talk about how close Donald is to them. Six notices the security camera has been hacked. He tells Claire to go to bed and the guardian takes her to talk her as she plays a record. Six walks around the house to look for intruders, which he finds one, beats him up, and takes him down. Claire hears some noise, so she comes out to see a body on the floor and asks if Six is okay. He replies positively and tells her to go to bed. We are now back present day in Vienna. Six comes out of a train station, enters a building where a bag with items has been dropped for him. He searches it to know if everything he needs is in there. He picks the bag and heads to a guy to help him with a passport and pacemaker. He searches the house for intruders and freshens up. As he freshens up, he looks at the scar on his arm. He remembers when he was a kid, how his dad used to burn him with a cigarette. After he's done, he speaks to the man and talk about what passport he wants. As they talk, Six writes a number on his hand. After that, they try to take a picture for the passport as the man switches on the light and tells Six to stand in position. The man then starts rambling. Six tells him to make it snappy and starts getting curious and looking around the house. The man asks Six to step forward to get a better picture and then presses a button that makes Six fall into a trap. He tells Six about the bounty on his head and Six tries to shoot his way out but it doesn't work. The man takes a picture and sends it out. In Berlin, Danny interrogates Miranda because he believes she's a suspect who helped Six on the mission. He accuses her and threatens her on losing her job at the CIA. Lloyd gets info about Six has been captured, so they change course to get to him. Danny gets a message from Lloyd that they have Six. Miranda uses his glasses to read the address on his screen. He then tells her to stay put and heads out. After he leaves, she also heads out. Lloyd tells the pilot to change course for Vienna. The pilot tells him about protocol, that he will lose his license. Lloyd shoots him in the leg and makes them listen to him. Six starts prepping on a way to escape and uses whatever he can find in arm's reach. He breaks a pipe and allows water to fill the hole up. Lloyd gets to the location with his men. They burst in and Lloyd asks for Six. The man asks for his money. Lloyd doesn't give 2 F's and kills him. They then search the apartment for the well and Six activates his plan. He blows up the well, coming out and starts taking the men down one by one. He didn't see Lloyd coming and gets punched in the face and gets pepper sprayed. He asks for the drive and Six pulls out a grenade. They both run different directions. Six tries to escape. Lloyd comes out to stop him. Miranda gets there and shoots Lloyd with a tranquilizer in the ass. She takes Six hostage, shoots him with one and puts him in the trunk. At Croatia, Lloyd has his men take Donald to a room to meet Claire while Lloyd walks funny. Susan complains to Lloyd about taking Donald as hostage. He shouts at her saying he's our only hope in getting the drive back from Six because he's a free agent who doesn't follow the rules. He walks away and Susan asks him why he's walking funny and he says this:
"'Cause I got shot in the ass, Suzanne!"
Six wakes up and Miranda questions him about why they are looking for him. He tells her he has an encrypted drive. She wants to see it, but he doesn't have it. She asks for its location and he tells her he doesn't trust her. She tells him she just saved his life, so he was convinced, and he tells her he sent it to Margaret in Prague, so they head to Prague. Back at Croatia, Lloyd's team gets video footage on Six sending the asset and they find out he sent it to Prague. Lloyd goes up, starts to interrogate Donald as he throws Claire to the side for his men to take away. He asks Donald who is in Prague and he refuses, so he pulls out his fingernails as he questions him. At Prague, Miranda and Six are let in by Margaret. She already accessed the file and shows them what is on it. She tells them Danny is using the agency as a hit squad. Someone is helping him pull the strings. Four use the drive as blackmail to sell it to the highest bidder, and Danny used Six to take him out. Miranda says they should make a copy of the file, but Margaret says the file will be corrupted if they do that. Margaret hands Six the keys to a bulletproof car. Unknowingly to them, Lloyd men arrive at the house. A shootout starts and they all take cover. Miranda picks up Margaret's key, dropped by Six. Margaret helps Six escape and offers herself as bait. Six tries to get back into the building to save her, but is taken down by the explosion. The police have him at gunpoint, but as they try to arrest him, he finds a way to take them down and run. As he runs away, he is chased by a cop car. He runs to the street and gets hit by an upcoming vehicle. The police handcuff him. Lloyd sends in Alpha Squad to finish the job while he watches from a screen. Six notices the squad and tries to warn the police, but they don't listen to him. So he takes one of their guns and shoots it in the air. So the people in the area run to safety. Alpha Squad go in gun blazing and start to kill the police. Lloyd tells them to send in Bravo team for backup. Six tries reaching a gun on the floor, but he is being shot at. The squad keeps engaging the police. Six finally gets hold of the gun and uses it to kill one of the men, but as he tries to free himself, he finds out it's out of bullets. The police and the squad keep engaging themselves. Susan tells Lloyd to fall back, but he pays her no attention. Six drags one of the police dead body close to him to get ammo, then shoots a guy engaging him and frees himself. Gets on a train. The men find him and they have a gunfight. Delta Squad comes in gun blazing and Six takes cover. Miranda drives in and sways Delta Squad away. He tells Six to jump on the car, but as he's about to, another man drives in and comes through the window. They start to fight and both men show who is better. Six gets a chance and throws him out the window. Miranda starts getting shot at and Six tells her to drive ahead. He takes down one of the guys on the train. As the car behind her drives forward, he takes out the driver, leading to an accident. Six gets on top of the train and gets shot at from a guy inside. He uses the window on the street to his advantage. A guy tries to shoot Six, but Miranda takes the vehicle out, causing an accident. Six runs for safety. Miranda then drifts the car, making him land safe. Susan expressed her frustration on how Lloyd is doing things, as all the squad members are dead and they still don't have the asset. When all hope is lost, Lone Wolf, another agent, comes to their rescue and Lloyd tells him to complete the mission. Six and Miranda go to a hospital to track Claire pacemaker. They use Six as distraction to get a keycard for clearance. Unknowingly to them, Lone Wolf has already tracked them down. Six and Miranda find where Claire is, but as they're about to head out, they are attacked by Lone Wolf. A fight breaks out and they are taken down by him. He takes the asset and escapes. Six and Miranda go somewhere to patch up. As they patch up, she asks him why he went to prison. He tells her because his father was physically abusing he and his brother, so he took him out. Back in Croatia, Lone Wolf brings the asset to Lloyd. Lloyd and Susan argue and she talks about Lloyd trying to kill Claire. Lone Wolf's reaction looks like he disapproves as he asks if Lloyd is killing a girl, but Lloyd tells Susan to pay him so he can leave. There's a blackout. Miranda takes down a chopper with an RPG. A shootout happens and Miranda takes some men out. While 6 gets to Donald and Claire, Lloyd finds out it's a distraction and heads to find Claire.
Morons!
He then alerts his men. Miranda blows up the house as 6 leads Donald and Claire via an escape route. They get into a shootout with Lloyd and Donald gets shot. 6 tries to patch him up, but Donald tells 6 to take Claire and escape. They jump off the building into the water. Donald uses himself as bait to take down some men. Miranda goes into the building to get the assets, but she encounters Lone Wolf and they have a brawl. At the end, it ends in a draw and Lone Wolf hands out the assets, saying he will take no part in killing the girl. Lloyd survives and heads to get 6. As they fight, Claire shoots a flare gun at him, causing 6 to shoot his fingers off. A guy tries to shoot 6, but it kills him too. Lloyd then uses a distraction to take Claire hostage.
Look what you did to my hand.
And 6 follows them. Lloyd then tells 6 he will free Claire, only on the condition they both have a hand-to-hand combat. He agrees. They start to fight, showing their skills. 6 starts to win, but Lloyd had other things in mind as he brings out a knife. He starts to win, but after some time 6 gets control and gets him in a headlock. As Lloyd struggles, Suzanne comes in and finishes the job by shooting Lloyd in the chest. Lloyd falls and dies. She then shoots 6 in the leg and tells him she's going to let Lloyd take all the blame, but she needs a witness to corroborate her story, and one of those witnesses is 6 and is going to cooperate or he doesn't see Claire again. 6 is taken on a stretcher in a helicopter to get to the hospital. Miranda is also arrested and we see Susan as the asset. 2 weeks later in Washington DC, the story plays out and Susan and Danny are free and we see Danny destroy the assets. After the meeting, they head to meet 6 at the hospital and they find out he has taken down the whole army security. Claire is still held hostage. We see her taken to get some food after eating. When she gets back in her room, she finds a record with a note that tells her to play it loud. We then hear gunshots outside the room as 6 takes down the whole security. He comes in, Claire gives him a hug and they escape. Thank you guys for watching this video. This video took a long time to make. Make sure you guys like, subscribe and tell me what you think about the movie in the comments below. Goodbye.